This video demonstration is for the Graffiti CMS mobile solution for the Graffiti Trade Helpers role. To start, we have to log in with our username and password. This is the same as the Graffiti CMS, the other Graffiti CMS system. Once you log in, you'll be taken to the default page, My Log. There are a couple other options at the top. One being daily assignments. We'll review that first. Daily assignments is where equipment assignment will be entered, such as your daily truck assignment, scanner assignment, start mileage, end mileage for equipment, and then for items where work stoppages happen or information about cases is done. You'll also enter that here. For example, start of shift, you'd record the time you started your shift, any breaks, lunch. So for this demonstration, we can choose a break time, hit save, and that break information will be recorded. The choose time pop-up will appear on any of these action start and action end fields, where you can adjust the time that action's performed, and then also adjust via the slider hours and minutes. So that'll all be recorded here. Any casework that's done throughout the day, if the case is closed as a removal, for example, would be tagged under casework, the case number, the location, and then what the action was. So in this case, removal, and that will, and the action start and end time and date. This will keep a running count of the total number of cases that were worked on throughout the day. So as we encounter any out of the ordinary things too, like vehicle downtime, or ordinary activities like fueling a truck, or breaks or meetings, we need to come here and record that information. The next item is the My Log. Next time I'd like to cover is My Log. It's the daily cases that you'll be working on as assigned by a foreman. There's 4 distinct actions that can happen on a particular case. In this listing, there'll be the number of high priority cases. Each case that's high priority will indicate it with the word high here. If it's not high, then there'll be no indication. To refer a case, we simply choose to refer it, and in this case we can choose a sweep crew and hit save. That case number 664, just make note of that. As soon as we do this and refer it, that case will appear on the sweep list, 664, to be taken care of by the sweep crew. We can enter the amount of time we spend at a site for in regards to leaving a slip, and any comments. Always get confirmation, and then that case will drop off the list off of My Log. The closed case option, there's a variety of closed case codes. We'll go through the remove graffiti since it's got the most options. Just for demo purposes, we choose our structure. Method will default paint used depending on what it is. In this case, color match will default to color match. Some of the other paint out methods will require that we choose a paint. Time in and time out. Time out will go to 1 minute beyond whatever time in is set. And then gallons used, gallons left. We have predefined increments to make it easier using the iPad. If you don't find something here you need, you can type it in manually. These lists go up to 3 gallons, so if you needed to indicate 4, you could do that. I can add tags. I can add as many tags as were removed from the site. If I add one too many records, I can just delete it using the delete button. And then once I have all my information, I can hit save. If I forget to do the paint used, the system will prompt me. And now that case will be closed out and off from my log. The last option here is the comments. The scenario I saw in the field was using the comments as a reminder to perform some action for that site when I get back to the warehouse, just as a reminder to myself. For example, mix 4 gallons of red paint, get confirmation again. The difference here from the other options is that this case will continue to be on my log, and I'll just be able to see the comments that I left to myself. The next option I wanted to cover was the create staff initiated case. For this, we've created a feature to help with determining what the street name is in the case of an address or intersection. As you can see, when I type in any street, it'll come up with a search assist. You can find that location. If we don't have any information on that location from the past, then we got to enter the case location itself, because the location cannot be found. In this case, we can just continue with opening a case. Hit save, and that case will be open. The case was successfully created. And as you may or may not have seen, there are other options similar to closing out cases. We can refer them, indicate that we left a slip. We can add removals. In the case of adding removals, one important thing to note that is different than just closing out as a removal is that for every removal we add to the case when we're opening a staff initiated case, is that in the database the system will create a new case. So in talking to the removal staff, this was really a convenience item. So that from one location we can actually create multiple cases, and you can add as many removals as is needed or as was performed at the site. So in this case, we'll end up opening 2 different cases. Data was saved, and we're good to go. Created 2 cases. And as I indicated, the intersection streets also have the search assist. In this case, it defaults those for you after you've typed them in, and then you can perform the same actions or new actions on those cases. The other option that we briefly talked about before was the sweep list. We broke these out into separate into a separate list, just out of convenience for staff, because there's a bunch of information we already know about these cases that we didn't want to have staff enter. We know it's a referred case, we know it's going to be closed by sweep crew, etc. So all we really need someone to do is indicate that the thoroughfare sweep has been completed, which can be done. Come to sweep list and then just close the case out, and that case will then drop off the list. The final thing that I wanted to demonstrate is the high priority case notification. As you can see, I just received a notification in the system that a new high priority case has been assigned to me. I need to take action on this case, so I can click view. It'll filter in my log for that particular case. Again, indicating at the top that it's a high priority case, and then at the case level, and then an action can be performed on this case. If we try to close the case without choosing a close code, the system will indicate that we need to choose something. In this case, we'll do remove graffiti again. And the life cycle of this is that somebody created a new case in the system with a keyword in the comments, in this case being profanity, and then that was received by the foreman, and then the foreman assigned that case to this logged in user. This eliminates the need for emails and phone calls, because as you're logged in the system throughout the day, you'll automatically just receive those high priority indications. So I closed out the case, removed graffiti, and it came back to my log, and so now my high priority case is closed out that quickly, and I'm able to get back to my log and my daily work and daily case items that I need to work on. Going to the daily assignments just to see that we did close out this case and it was recorded, and that just happened right now, and it was a removal. So, and then the indication of the total number of cases that were worked on throughout the day. So that concludes all of our demonstration for this particular example. Thank you for your time.